program is powered by Tascam. Tascam's Mini Studio Creator US42 is your new personal production and online broadcast studio featuring a professional quality audio interface and a number of unique real-time effects. The Mini Studio Creator delivers everything you need for your podcast or webcast. Find out more at Tascam.com, part of the Gibson family of brands.
From the sewers, this is the Turtle Power Podcast.
This is your audio source for all the news, reviews, and insight into the world of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now join your hosts, Ryan, Alex, and Darby.
Bossa Nova!
Bossa Nova?
Chevy Nova? Excellent!
Now it's time for the Turtle Power Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Turtle Power Podcast. This is your host, Ryan, and I am once again coming to you by myself at this time. Just like last episode, I'm going to go over all of the news bites, and then we're going to have Darby and Alex join us later in the show to go more in depth in a couple of the topics. Now, I know it's been way too long since we've had an episode, but Darby and Alex and I have had a lot of things going on in our lives right now, but hopefully we can keep it up here and provide some new episodes for you more on a regular basis. So with that, let's just get right into it with the news.
The authorities won't talk to us, but they might talk to a TV news reporter. How do I look?
Great!
General, April O'Neil, Channel 9 News. Channel 6 News.
So, what's with the getup? You a news reporter?
In another lifetime, maybe.
This is April O'Neil, Channel 6 News.
April O'Neil, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
This is April O'Neil, Channel 3 News.
So the first thing we want to talk about is that the, if you guys remember the Turtle Power documentary that came out a few years ago, there's actually going to be a volume 2. Isaac Elliott Fisher, who is, of course, one of the main guys behind the first volume, recently joined our friends over at Turtle Flakes and talked all about volumes 1 and 2. If you remember, way back in the Turtle Power podcast history, we had Randall Lobb, one of the other gentlemen behind that documentary. We had him on the show, and that documentary was absolutely fantastic. And you knew that they had to cut out so much great information, great detail, and not even just cut out, but also had to come short because there was so much new content coming from the world of Nickelodeon and Viacom, and so there's going to be a volume 2, and we hopefully we'll be hearing from it soon. Hoping to get the guys on Turtle Power Podcast as well. So we'll be looking out for that here shortly. We had a certain Adam Arnally reach out to us. This is a fantastic video that he made. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Why No More Sequels Are Planned. This is a fantastic video game version of the Turtles, and actually plays out in the old arcade video games. Definitely check it out. There's a link in the show notes. Nickelodeon Universe opening in New Jersey. This is going to be similar to the Nickelodeon Universe at the Mall of America in Minnesota. I've got a link to that in the show notes. I believe there's actually going to be some Nickelodeon content out in Dubai at a new theme park thing that's going to be built out there. So Not a lot of detail on that, but we'll keep you updated when we hear more info for all of our listeners out in the UAE. So, Springfield, Massachusetts Museum exhibit. This is pretty interesting. This is a Turtles museum exhibit. I think this is a little different than the one that we had talked about previously. I think this is more focused on the Turtles and their connection to Japanese samurai lore. So this is called Turtle Power, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Samurai Heroes. And it is open and is going to be there for a little while. So, it's going to run through May 14th, 2017. So if you're in the Massachusetts area, take a look in the show notes for a link to this great exhibit. Denver Broncos TJ Ward apparently is a big Turtles fan. Of course, Darby, living in Denver, had to make sure everybody knew that he was rocking some TMNT socks as they left to play the Titans. And for all of you Nick Turtles fans out there, there is a fantastic interview with Ciro Nieli on the Nickelodeon Animation Podcast. We have a link to that in the show notes. It goes into detail about not only his past, but also basically how the Nick Turtles came to be. So definitely check that out in the show notes. Now, let's get on to video game news. Well, while it's not exactly video game news, we do have an update on TMNT Shadows of the Past board game. It's now available, and if you remember, this is the board game that was on Kickstarter, I believe is what it was, Kickstarter, and it is now available for purchase for everyone. You can check it out on Amazon. There's several versions available on there. Just do a search for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shadows of the Past. And lastly, in video game news, there's a very interesting article on GamesRadar.com, and it's entitled "Why Platinum's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Reimagines Arcade Brawling and Hides Many Secrets." And I'd have to agree with a lot of the points that are brought up in this article, in that I think that the most recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video game, this is Mutants in Manhattan, of course, I think it had a lot of negative feedback. I don't even want to say feedback, because I think that would be more fair if it were feedback. I think this was just a negative reaction by critics, and I think once you get your hands on it, you find that especially if you're a Turtles fan, that this game can actually be quite enjoyable. So, and this article was originally appeared in Xbox, the official magazine, as well. So, a lot of people hopefully got their hands and their eyes on this article. So, definitely take a look at this article in the show notes. Now, let's move on to TV news. Well, we've been in a little bit of a hold for the Nick Turtle series right now, but Season 4, Volume 2, which is Earth's Last Stand, is coming to DVD, or actually is just released on DVD, thanks to Luis Alan Rizzo for that information. Tiger Claw wanted to let us know about getting a first look at Wingnut from the latest episode of the Nick TMNT series. We've got a link to that. Stan Sakai has confirmed, and also Ciro has confirmed, that Usagi Yojimbo will in fact be part of the Nick Turtles series. Very, very excited to see where this goes. Ciro actually talks a little bit about it, as much as he can, in that interview that I mentioned earlier. So let's talk a little bit about Alopex, who's going to be voiced by Mine Noji. And of course, we've seen Super Shredder already in this series. Alopex is definitely got a Tiger Claw backstory. They talked a little bit about that at the New York Comic-Con panel. And we've actually gotten to see Alopex's design now. She does look a little bit like Ninjara, if you remember Ninjara, that character from the comics. They both kind of wear like baggy purple pants. And then we've got some links in the show notes for what those looks are from the Nick Turtle series. And of course we have the one and only Cavaxis. We might not know Cavaxis, but we do know the one and only Mark Hamill. And he is, of course, voicing Cavaxis in the Nick Turtle series. So while the second half, or it's not really a second half, the series is kind of the way they've divided up episodes in this Nick Turtle series is kind of different. So once we get back from this break, I think the next few weeks of Nick Turtle is going to be very, very exciting, and we'll finish up this season, which has been absolutely amazing. And in full disclosure, we were actually trying to get Ciro Nieli and Brandon Allman onto the show here for our 50th episode, but to no avail. But that's okay, because we still want them on the show. So fingers crossed that we're able to get them on the show, because we want to definitely dig deeper into their heads and really understand how this amazing show clicks, not just with the young viewers, but also with the old viewers, and also just to let them know that we really, really enjoy it. So fingers crossed, and hopefully we can get them on here soon. So with that, let's get into collecting news.
From Playmates!
Last time on the Turtle Power Podcast.
My number 3 is TMNT. This is going to be a animated version. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. Probably not the 87. It would have to be either 2003 or the Nick Turtles. You could do this with the Nick Turtles. A crossover with an animated version of the WWE.
Nice.
So
WWE had a TV show in was it the 80s?
Yeah, and they've done some.
It was terrible.
They've done some Scooby-Doo movies lately where they've got animated versions.
Ryan's favorite version of Raph is Wrestler Raph in his tight black spandex. So
See?
of course.
But obviously, you also have the perfect situation of Sheamus versus Rocksteady, right? I mean, how epic would that be? There's so many potential.
I think it actually
combination.
I get why you'd want Sheamus to fight Rocksteady, but I'd rather have him fight Bebop, because I think that'd be far more entertaining.
It'd be kind of cool to kind of branch out into the Intergalactic Wrestling Federation too, with all that.
Right. Yeah. So that's the whole. That's the storyline, right? The Turtles. The Turtles have been wrestling in the Intergalactic Wrestling Federation, right? And then the WWE comes in and buys them. Right, buys their territory, just like Vince did back in the 80s, and so now they kind of swallow up, just like he did in WCW and ECW as well. So swallows up their territory, swallows up their wrestlers, and so now those wrestlers have to fight to keep their jobs.
Sounds like Ryan's been swallowing something from the WWE.
What? The WWE's side note. WWE's been fantastic lately. So, my boy Kevin Owens, Universal Champ. AJ is gonna take the WWE Championship. It's gonna be amazing. So the WWE animated series, voiced by the WWE wrestlers. You've got obvious parallels there with Leo and John Cena, right? Obvious crossover there. It would be fantastic. So that's my number 3.
What's up, everybody? Damon here with IGN News. Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and WWE have joined forces for a collaboration called Ninja Superstars. These co-branded action figures from Playmates Toys will feature the Ninja Turtles suited up as iconic WWE superstars. There are 4 turtles, so naturally, we're also dealing with 4 famous wrestlers. Leonardo as John Cena, Raphael as Sting, Donatello as The Undertaker, and party dude Michelangelo as WWE Hall of Famer Macho Man Randy Savage. Each figure stands 6 inches tall, is fully articulated, and comes with full ring gear and sewer slam accessories. They'll be featured at the Nickelodeon booth at New York Comic Con after the TMNT panel concludes on Friday, and will be available exclusively at Walmart in November. For more toy mashup news, stay tuned on IGN.
Well, I was pretty spot on with the crossover. However, I guessed animated series, not action figures, but I cannot say I'm disappointed. Man, I even nailed the crossover with Leonardo and John Cena as well. So, yes. So, by the way, thank you to Damon over in IGN for that clip. Yeah. So very interesting crossover that was announced at New York Comic Con. Now, I have not been able to get my hands on these things. I know they're exclusive at Walmart. They were originally supposed to come out in November. I think they didn't come out until December. And I can't find these things at all. So let us know if you're able to find these. We've got some links in the show notes to WWE Superstar and resident fanboy Zack Ryder. And he's doing some unboxing. Yes, as you heard in there, Leo Cena, Raph Sting, Don Undertaker, and Mike Macho Man Randy Savage. So take a look at those, and hopefully I can get my hands on that Raph Sting, because that is something I need to get. Let's see. Models Workshop, it's at MWAH Podcast. Says, oh my god, I want these, especially Donnie. Let's see, anyone I know going to be at New York Comic Con. So, yeah, it was, hopefully, like I said, hopefully we can get our hands on these things. There was, I just got to mention this, the New York Comic Con exclusive TMNT Eastman and Laird Villains 4-pack. There were 3,000 of these. They were at $100 a pop. And they went like hotcakes. This is the exclusive that they had there for, it had the Shredder, and I think it was 3 foot soldiers. Yeah, 4 foot soldiers. And this basically matches, no, it was 3 foot soldiers, I was right. Basically matches the NECA turtles that NECA made years and years ago. And this is something that's kind of been almost like a mythological set here, because these were originally planned years and years ago with that original Turtles set. So it was nice to see that they finally got their proper release. But yeah, they went like hotcakes. So maybe find some on eBay. Speaking of NECA, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 movie 1/4 scale action figures are now being shipped, I believe. So they've got a Raphael, Donatello. I think Leonardo is just being shipped now. And these things look fantastic. Now, I haven't been hearing the best of reviews when it comes to these things, but I think the pictures look fantastic. So once again, check the show notes for all the links. The first ever TMNT toys designed by co-creator Kevin Eastman. And I got to tell you, these things are pretty badass. Very different styling of the turtles here. Now, these are going to be available over at KevinEastmanStudios.com. And they feature custom paint and headgear, individual tattoos, a signed copy of the original concept sketches, and a miniature pizza box signed and numbered with a head sketch by Kevin Eastman. Now, these things are not cheap. I'll just go ahead and let you know. We are looking at a total of $2,000 for the entire set of 4. I think they're actually $1,000 for 2 pairs. The first pair is a Leo and Mikey, and the second pair is Raph and Donnie. The Leo and Mikey is supposed to be released very soon, if not already. And then Donnie and Raph is supposed to be early 2017. So take a look at Kevin Eastman Studios for this. You'll see right at the top it says My Turtles. And you can go down there and click on the links for all these. Very interesting design on all these. Of course, red bandanas across the board. So take a look at that in the show notes. Next up is pre-orders begin for the leader of the Foot Clan, Shredder. This is a story over at actionfigureinsider.com and also at Comics Alliance. This is from the good folks at Good Smile, James. Good Smile. This is the James Jean TMNT Shredder statue, and I just gotta tell you, this thing looks amazing. You gotta check the show notes for this one, folks. This thing is phenomenal looking. It's again, we got a glimpse of it at New York Comic Con, a unpainted prototype there. It is scheduled to arrive in 2017, in April of 2017. It's going to retail between $140 and $160 in the U.S. And man, I tell you, this thing is unbelievable. So check the show notes for that. Man, it looks good. Wanted to bring this up, and Darby will get a kick out of this because I know he had these back in the day. But Bad Buddies. So if you guys remember, or maybe you guys had some, Darby definitely had these back in the day. But those little, they weren't even. I mean, they were stuffed animals, but they weren't animals. They were people. And basically they were like wrestling buddies. And so they had a Hulkster and they had like an Ultimate Warrior one. And there's a Bad Buddies being sold by toydujour.com. And they actually have a Krang in Android body, Bad Buddy. It's available for $40. So check that out in the show notes. Mondo prints of Zero concept art of Nick Turtles, Casey Jones, and Metalhead were made available at a Mondo Nickelodeon show, and we've got the links in the show notes to this. I've kind of been collecting this stuff because Mondo's been releasing these prints from Zero's original concept art. For the Nick Turtles, and I've got all the four turtles, and now there's this on Casey Jones and Metalhead. Even if you're not gonna purchase the prints or find them online, now I think I'm not sure if they even had any available online for this, so you might have to get it secondhand. But even if you don't have a chance to get the print, definitely check out the concept art itself because I think it's really interesting because it goes into detail on even like their height and little details on their face. And it's very interesting to see how it goes from concept art to what we finally see on the show. So once again, check it out in the show notes. Kid Robot and Nickelodeon are launching a new Ninja Turtles 8-inch figure series line. This is from actionfigureinsider.com. And this is a very interesting line because the figures are solid color, blue, purple, red, and orange. I'll let you figure out which ones are which. And then there's also a variant series which has the characters dipped in like a black paint and kind of splashed up onto them from their feet up. And a very, very interesting design. So I think these are available now for purchase over at kidrobot.com. And with that, we are now heading into comic book news.
I strike two on my way down. Donatello takes out a third with his staff. Already the pudgy ones are starting to panic. Raph loves this stuff. He's not alone.
Why is he narrating? Is he crazy? Hardcore crazy. I love these guys!
So it's pretty cool that we get to live in an era where we get to have not just one, but two Ninja Turtle Batman crossovers. Of course, we are referring to the new animated Ninja Turtles and Batman crossover. And that is now hitting stores. And there's a few different cover variants. I think there is 4, and of course including one by Kevin Eastman. Very cool. And it's been getting some good remarks, and I've been looking forward to seeing where the series turns out. I want to talk about the TMNT 100 project trade paper book. This is going to be collecting all of the images of the TMNT IDW issue 50 Hero Initiative covers. So I wanted to talk about this in particular because of what this does. So I'll just read the solicitation here. It says, the Turtles take center stage in Hero Initiative's famous 100 project format. IDW created a limited number of blank variant covers for the landmark Ninja Turtles issue 50, and Hero Initiative sent them to 100 plus top artists to create original covers. The results are here for you to see, with great art from Dan Brereton, Dale Keown, Willis Portacio, Stan Sakai, I know him, Bill Sienkiewicz, Walt Simonson, and of course the one and only Kevin Eastman. Now here's the important part. Proceeds benefit the Hero Initiative, the only charity dedicated to helping comic book creators in medical or financial need. So this is going to be going for $15. There's 128 pages total. This is really going to be an art book, but the book will never be reprinted, and all proceeds will go to the Hero Initiative for those comic book creators in medical and financial needs. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be available February 22nd of 2017. TMNT, the Ultimate Comic Art Poster Book, trade paperback. This is kind of in the same line where this is really more going to be an art book. But one really cool aspect of this, so this is a beautiful oversized book of Kevin Eastman TMNT covers, each one suitable for framing. 16 terrific turtle covers, all by TMNT co-creator Kevin Eastman, with, now check this out, perforated edges enabling fans to easily remove any images for framing. Your wall will never look the same. So that's pretty cool. It is an art book, but you can actually take the pieces out and frame them wherever you'd like. So cool little detail with that book. And that is going to be available here very soon, December 21st, actually. So be on the lookout for that. Actually, as you hear this, it'll be already out. So be on the lookout. Breaking news, TMNT returning for Free Comic Book Day of 2017. All 50 books for Free Comic Book Day 2017 were announced, and we now know that the Ninja Turtles are returning to Free Comic Book Day with TMNT Prelude to Dimension X from IDW. Free Comic Book Day is the first Saturday in May each year, so in 2017 it'll be May 6th. So you want to get your hands on a copy of this. Welcome back to Free Comic Book Day Ninja Turtles, and of course that, along with all of our other comic book news, comes to us from TMNT-NinjaTurtles.com. Out now, IDW Series 65 was just released. And TMNT Universe, of course, is ongoing right now. Number 5 is coming out December 21st. So by the time you hear this, that issue 5 will be out. And issue 6 is going to be coming January 4th. And stay tuned for a special, very interesting thing we're going to be doing with issue 6 of the TMNT Universe. For IDW Adventures, The Amazing Adventures is on hiatus right now. But the Batman animated TMNT Adventures crossover is, we got issue 2 was just recently released, and that is issue 2 of 5. So we've got a couple more months on the animated Batman and TMNT crossover. In the Mirage front, Tales of the TMNT Volume 8 is out now. That collects issues of Mirage, Tales of the TMNT Volume 2, issues 22 through 25. Volume 9, which collects Tales Volume 2, issues 26 through 30, is scheduled for a January 10th, 2017 release. And lastly, on the Archie front, TMNT Adventures Volume 13 paperback, which collects issues 55 through 57, is still scheduled to come out May 9th of 2017. And just to note, the Archie Adventures series went 72 issues, plus several special issues, seasonal, the Mighty Mutant Animals, April ones, and etc. So with that, let's go into movie news.
122 and an 8. 122 and an 8. Terrific. Where the heck is 122 and an 8?
You're standing on it, dude.
So we do have a lot of links in the show notes about some different things that came out after the release of Out of the Shadows. We have a interview with Pete Plazek over at comicbookmovie.com. There's an interview with Jeremy Howard over on YouTube. Thanks to Tiger Claw for that. There's a Brian T. interview over on comicbook.com. And note, he's a Wrath fan, so I like that interview. Honest Trailers, of course, there had to be an Honest Trailers of TMNT Out of the Shadows. We've got that in the show notes. It's pretty good. How TMNT Out of the Shadows should have ended. Thanks to Tiger Claw for that link over on YouTube. And From Page to Screen by Joe Blow Movie Trailers. That's another fantastic view over on YouTube. So check those out in the show notes. So for anybody who does not have access to any of the deleted scenes from Out of the Shadows, we do have those available online. We've got the deleted scene of Judith Hoag's cameo that we got cut from the end of the movie. I can see why they removed it. Just didn't seem to fit well with the mood, if you will, at the end of the movie. So check that out. There's a featurette about all the Easter eggs in Out of the Shadows, and another deleted scene with April and Casey. I believe that one is in the turtle van, or garbage truck. Thanks to Tiger Claw for all of those links. Luis Anrezo wanted to let us know of some more deleted scenes, early scenes, and so we've got all of that in the show notes as well. Tiger Claw sent us this TMNT Out of the Shadows retold as an 8-bit video game. Fantastic. Gotta give it up for that one. And then lastly, two big topics for this episode. Over on Collider, they had the scoop, if you will, of interviewing the guys from Platinum Dunes, and they basically without really saying it, they kind of said it, that basically they do not plan on doing a TMNT 3. So of this incarnation, I should say, a Platinum Dunes Ninja Turtles 3 does not appear to be happening. So now we're going to go into more detail with Darby and Alex on is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? And so we'll go into it a lot more, but that is not to say that there will not be any other Ninja Turtle movies, of course. That just means that wouldn't be a Platinum Dunes. But on that front, there is a rumor going around. And this was based on I believe it was based on a survey that was being handed out by the Warren Brothers people, that they may be looking into perhaps doing a Batman Ninja Turtles animated crossover movie. So that is something that I think would be absolutely fantastic. We are also going to talk about this in more detail later on in the show with Darby and Alex. So with that, let's get on to mutated messages.
Sounds weird when he says it. Sounds weird when you say it.
So Rob on Twitter wanted to send us a message and said, as a new listener, digging the podcast, listening to episode 25 has compelled me to pick up the IDW Publishing TMNT collections. I think that's a fantastic idea. IDW Turtles is pretty much one of the best things we've got going right now as Turtle fans. So I hope you enjoy them. Lazy RMC on YouTube says, thanks for the upload of the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles director Stephen Barron commentary. And he says he's been looking for this for a while. Now, of course, this is from the German DVD release. And we were able to get our hands on it. And we uploaded it for everybody to listen to. So enjoy. Cosmic Monster 77 says, this is on Twitter, says, just got the Batman hardcover trade paperback. That book is awesome. It was one I didn't think about, but once I saw it, I instantly needed it. Yes, it is absolutely awesome. Our boy DPC at Hamster Rat, Daniel Paul Crow says, found this today, enjoy. It's a cute little sketch. Mikey asks Raph, he says, hey Raph, this is supposed to be when they're like not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like children Mutant Ninja Turtles. He says, hey Raph, where do turtles come from? And Raph says, you see Mikey, when a rat and an ooze canister love each other very much. That's funny. Critic Nation in response on YouTube says, you guys talk way too low, I can barely hear you. Maybe the volume? I don't know. That's probably just me being a jerk. Yeah, I know. We try to level all of our audio, so hopefully we're a little bit better this time. I actually just got a new setup here from Tascam, and this is the Tascam audio interface for personal broadcasting. It's the Mini Studio Creator, and it is fantastic. So you'll actually hear a little soundbite from them at the beginning of the show. So thank you very much to the great folks at Tascam for supporting the show. Tiger Claw says, there will never be a mature TMNT movie or game since Viacom Nickelodeon sees it as a children's property. I'm surprised the other guys haven't gotten out of the shadows a copy of it. He says, if you're a TMNT fan, it's a must own, whether good, bad, or indifferent. Listen to the podcast earlier. I hope you guys do more, maybe even review latest episodes of the Nick Turtles. Yeah, I would love to listen to, or I'd love to be able to do more episodes. But man, we like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the show, life's been crazy right now for all three of us. So hopefully we can keep it up. I've got a lot of things going. Actually, all three of us got a lot of things going on in our careers right now, and a lot of personal stuff too. So hopefully we can keep it up here. But fingers crossed. Pray for us, please. It says, you guys ever played the TMNT Legends mobile game? Curious on your thoughts on it. I have not. I believe that's the card game. So I have not checked that out. So let us know if you've played it, and we'll share your feedback on the show. And that's for everybody out there. Let's see here. There is a Indiegogo campaign for Nick Turtle's Blood Brothers. We've got a link to that in the show notes. It's a fan film. And there's another fan film called Green Harvest, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan film. This is a shot-for-shot live and CG recreation of the 80s cartoon intro. And this was actually filmed by students here at the Dave School in Orlando, Florida. So this is actually pretty cool. I've heard of the Dave School before. Very talented folks come out of that production school. So we've got a link to that over at Vimeo in the show notes. So in response to our last episode, the TMNT crossovers that need to happen, we did get a couple of responses back from some of our listeners, including the very talented Sal Otero over at Otero Studios, at Li Shenlong 10 on Twitter. He says one that needs to happen: Turtles and Green Lantern, where the turtles get the power rings. Very, very good idea there, Sal. And another one, Luke at Breeders91 says, thanks for the mention, guys. Appreciate it. And as for my top wanted crossover, it has to be Big Trouble in Little China. It's a very good crossover. And I believe we had, what was it, a Nick Turtles Big Trouble in Little China crossover kind of episode-ish thing, if my memory serves me correctly. But yes, either way, that's a great idea, Luke. Got some notes here from Tim, longtime listener Tim Garacki on at TimG311 on Twitter. Great to have you guys back. Love the featured topic discussion, and thanks so much for the shout out of my podcast here. You're welcome, Tim. David McDonnell, another longtime listener, says, just found this TMNT fan movie on YouTube. It was good, but I thought the turtles came across as dicks. Love the last show, by the way. And he sent in a link to this fan film, TMNT fan movie on YouTube. So check that out in the show notes. Thanks, David. Desmond Winborn says, Cowabunga. Well, Cowabunga back at you, dude. Vegan Sarni, longtime listener, Vegan _ Sarni on Twitter, says, catching up with some old Nick TMNT episodes and noticing a few things. This was actually pretty cool. So, Season 2, Episode 11, in which Metalhead screamed like R2-D2. Good catch. Season 2, Episode 13, highly amused by the gang's reaction to seeing themselves in the 80s footage. Mutagen comes from space worms? ? Oh, well, I guess that's no weirder than, say, Ice Cream Kitty. Very good point. Season 2, Episode 14, that final scene! ! They even used the original cartoon voices. That was a nice surprise. I like it when they do little and sometimes bigger nods to the older material. Example, the yellow jumpsuit. Very nice. Season 3, Episode 4, speaking of connections, I noticed this artist impression of the TMNT movie Mikey in The Croaking. I did not notice this when it aired. This is the Napoleon Bonafrog episode. And yeah, there's a movie, 2014 TMNT movie Mikey sketch kind of snuck in there. Very good eye. Season 3, Episode 5, how on earth did that guy survive without sleep for 40 years? That's a very good question. You can ask Cyril on that one. Season 3, Episode 17, Meet Mondo Gecko. Mondo sounded a bit like Michelangelo from the 80s cartoons. I wasn't far off. I guess most fans already knew who provided Mondo's voice. I didn't. It was a cool surprise. I'm surprised I didn't realize who provided Mondo's voice without looking it up. Also, I love the ending Cowabunga. Yes, that's, of course, the one and only very talented Robbie Rist, the original voice of Michelangelo from the movie series, the 1990 film. Yes, actually, Robbie, if you didn't know, Robbie actually has a long history of working in the entertainment business. So check out his IMDb sometime, and you'll be pleasantly surprised maybe on some of his work. Let's see what else she got here. Season 3, Episode 23, The Fourfold Trap. Did anyone else notice the minion character on the Beto Bim playing card? Yes, there is actually a minion from the movies. Yeah, that's very interesting that they basically snuck one in there. Watching Season 4, Episode 9, The Cosmic Ocean. Doesn't that face or something similar appear on a plane in a war movie? So basically it's mentioning the fact that the Stinger missile has the kind of the face on it, like the World War II planes. Season 4, Episode 10, funniest line of dialogue so far. Krang subprime? No, Megan Fox. Yes, that was a great. I think we actually had that clip of that on the show here. Season 4, Episode 12, The Evil of Dreg. April mentioned the Explorer's Guide to the Universe. This is the Fugitoid spaceship. Does anyone notice the smiley turtle face? on the back. Yeah, actually, she sent in a picture too, and it does kind of look like a turtle face, kind of with the mask and everything, kind of hidden on the back of the spaceship there. Interesting. And that ending hit me right in the feels. Yes, great ending. Season 4, episode 19, Bat in the Belfry. Noticed this grumpy cat-esque character on a poster. Yes. And this last bit here, I just found out about the TMNT adult coloring book. So yes, Joe, actually she sent this tweet out to TMNT Master, and TMNT Master replied, "It's going to be a colorful Christmas." So yeah, I should say, for the movie release as well, that the TMNT movie Twitter kind of retweeted us out to a lot of people. So appreciate that. And that does it for mutated messages. So let's get into our discussion topics with Darby and Alex.
Please, a moment to reflect.
And we are now joined by Darby and Alex into the Turtle Power Podcast. Guys, it's good to have you back. Happy early Christmas. What have you guys been up to?
What's up, Pebbles? How you doing? You're Pebbles now, Ryan. I hope you know this. He's
going to stick to it. He's sticking to it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
Pebbles?
good.
Oh, it's going to happen.
That's good. Darby, I just want to let you know I had a Coors Light earlier to celebrate you and your Rocky Mountain-ness, as it were.
Yeah, the beer that nobody drinks out here.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like Foster's in Australia.
No, Darby, listen though. When the mountains turn blue, that means it's cold. I've read this.
You can't just grab the can and feel if it's cold.
This is a thing, Darby. This is a thing that came from your area. Just want to let you know.
Whatever. Yeah. Well aware. I've seen the brewery a few times. I've driven past it. No desire to go in, but that's me. Lots of people seem to enjoy it, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
No, it's not. But before we go any further, I just want to say it's nice to have us all together. I know we've all been going through a lot in our lives lately, so it is very nice to have this as an early Christmas present. So thank you guys for joining
Ryan
me.
is trying to grow a man bun still, and it takes so long to do it. All he has is a top knot, and hence his name is now Pebbles.
It's not. Yeah, I'm not trying to grow the full man bun. Actually, the wife keeps. The wife will continuously keep. Actually, I'm getting it trimmed tomorrow. She's trimming it down tomorrow.
That's cool, Pebbles. You're still Pebbles.
That's fine. Well, the topics of discussion tonight. The first one is that we've got word from the guys over at Platinum Dunes that they, at this time, do not foresee a third Platinum Dunes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. So
good.
This is about time for that little applause button you just.
Oh yeah. Oh, see, no, I see. I took it out and
you missed it. Nope, you missed it.
No, too late now.
It has butt cannons.
Yeah, that's all I got. Well, yeah. So, I mean, did we see this coming, or is this a surprise to you?
Sure.
Both. Not both. Just of course we saw it coming. Hence my good. I mean, I was happy when I read it. By the way, third movie might not happen. Yeah, that's great. If you could just stop now instead of like continuing the train wreck that was what this trilogy was going to be, that'd be fan-freaking-tastic.
Well, here's where my head's at. If it's a situation where Platinum Dudes does not foresee themselves making another Ninja Turtles movie, I think that's good news. In actually good news. Yes, I'm saying good news that we're going to have.
Just get it away from Michael Bay. Get it away from Bay. Please.
No, that's a good point. And the reason I say that's good news, why is it good news that we're going to have less Turtles? It's not necessarily that we're going to have less Turtles. I mean, the Viacom and Nickelodeon still have certainly the outlet to make more Ninja Turtles movies, but perhaps with a different producer. With a different company.
writer, CG animation group. Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Right. So Now, Alex, I want to get your take on this because another Transformers trailer has just come out within the last couple of weeks. Do you see a lot of similarities between the two franchises, with kind of the touch of Michael Bay on both of them? Do you kind of see them continuing on, or do you see them kind of slowly dying a death?
I think the fan base is different, and I think that's one of the reasons that the Turtles, although the first one was obviously successful as far as the box office goes, they made money on it, but I think because the fan base is so different, that there are similarities as far as overall creative content, if you even want to call it that. Between the Transformers and the Turtles. We've made these similarities before, especially when the first Turtles movie came out.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as the fan base, I mean, I feel, and this is my own personal opinion, you didn't get any backlash from the Transformer movies. The only thing you may have gotten was maybe the human element, right? That seems to be the common repeater is, there's too much of a human element. It should have been more about the Transformers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's the same with the Turtles, right? The difference is that the Turtles fan base is, in my opinion, much more passionate, okay, and we take things a lot more personal than the Transformers fan base does. That's, again, my own personal opinion, but, I mean, there was not the level of outrage that the first Turtles movies got from fans, especially when that first week script came out.
Well, to be fair, though, when it came to the Transformers movie, yeah, there's the human element, but who was the main character? It was a brand new character just created for the movie to really take the place of the Avatar as the fans. Like, hey, you can just pretend to be this guy and love this movie. Whereas with the Turtles, it was well-established characters like April O'Neil and Vernon and Casey Jones that they started focusing on instead of the Ninja Turtles. So it was
that's true. And I mean, also with the Transformers, you expected that level of CGI, and you expected these massive robots that dwarfed humans. It's never been the case with the Turtles. I mean, they're typically smaller than the average human as far as height goes.
Well, they're all shorter than April. Every single one of them. And at least in the 87 series, they all looked up that, like, April's shoulders. They came up to her shoulders.
Even more
they could motorboat her standing up.
Traditionally in Turtles lore, the Turtles have been shorter. Yeah.
And I don't remember Raphael being strong enough to pick up a shipping container and just throw it at a crap ton of guys like pretty easily.
Right. So that's
bulletproof.
So if we don't foresee a future of the Turtles with Platinum Dunes, is there a movie maker that you see out there that you think would gel well with the Turtles franchise, or that you would just like to see this type of filmmaker make a Ninja Turtles movie?
I can think of one, but it'll never happen.
No, that's okay. That's what we do here.
Okay, fine. You want one? Disney. Look what they've done with Star Wars in the Marvel Universe ever since they've acquired both of them.
Yeah, I can't argue against that.
Done.
I can't argue against that.
That's all you have. Look what they've done with Marvel. And you know what? Don't even give me a movie. Don't even give me a movie. Give me a Daredevil-like Netflix show. Give me that.
Yeah.
I don't need the movie. I'll take a Daredevil version. I'll take a Daredevil
Dude,
Netflix.
you already had that with Next Mutation.
I don't know what that one is, but I digress. I'm just saying, give me that. Give me a mature level. Give me oh my God, our weapons actually do damage to people if we hit them with them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Leo actually cut some dude's arm off. That's crazy. A sword can do that. Raph just stabbed a dude in the eye with a sai because guess what? It can puncture skin. I'm not saying they have to kill people, but if it happens, it happens.
Right. Alex, you got any?
And a lot of these characters too have a tendency, not Ninja Turtles in general, but other characters. They've been given the abilities to grow with their fan base, and that's a big issue with the Turtles nowadays. Is they're the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They will forever be teenagers. Yeah, that's really cool when you're, 4 years old and you get into the Turtles like we did at that age. But as you get older, it's kind of like, all right, yeah, it's cute, it's funny. Give me something real now. How about that?
Yep.
Or is that just me? Hey, you know what? We've got these Marvel movies that are real family friendly. Haha. They quip jokes while they're fighting. Haha. But then you have the Daredevil show. Then you have Luke Cage. Just like, yeah, no, this is the real stuff right here.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's kind of, it almost seems, I mean, it's not that it almost seems, it is what it is. It's a fact that the Turtles have kind of gotten stuck in time, as far as the how people view the franchise, and it hasn't progressed. It hasn't progressed to that more mature, content, with the exception of the comics. But the comics have always been somewhat mature, and comics are different.
The comics are like a one-off cartoon show where they go into the future,
right,
or something like that. And the grown-up turtles are there.
Interesting. So really, just kind of do like a yeah. That's an interesting aspect. I mean, we're kind of seeing that now where studios are kind of doing that. Like, I mean, with Rogue One that just came out, where these studios are feeling up to making these one-off stories that don't necessarily have to fall within a larger storied franchise. They can be just kind of one-off stories. I think that's a really good idea.
And Disney's partnered with the Turtles in the past. I mean, they showed up at the MGM back when it was the MGM Studios. They had the Ninja Turtles. We got their autographs. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So that like the costumed version of the characters can do well in a place like Disney.
Yeah.
Like there's no question about that at all.
Very
but
true.
Nick owns it, and Nick can buy a con. Whatever. I get it. But I'm saying in a perfect world, give me Disney.
Yeah. And
DreamWorks is a close runner-up. Because DreamWorks tends to have more adult-oriented themes in their cartoon movies, in their animated movies.
Yeah, and I don't think Nick isn't it. Nick and Viacom aren't in the position where they'd be willing to give up the rights to the Turtles because they're cash cows right now. I mean,
right now.
Right now, and that's.
But why do you think ownership has changed over the entire course of the Ninja Turtles? It happens. It's cyclical. Like since they're stuck in time, people kind of get tired of the same old shtick. So then, all right, they'll go away for a while, and then we'll bring them back, and you guys will love it. And it's true, always happens. Maybe that can happen.
That's the case with
a better everything. Studio could do it. No. I mean, it's the member berries. That's what it is. It's the member berries all over again. But I'm just saying, when they said that, hey, we're not going to do another Ninja Turtle movie, in my head I went, good, because the last two movies, oh my God, the last two movies. Anyway, they've already shown that they really can't make good, high-quality films. So, you know what? You're not making another one? Good. Well, you know what? In a few years, somebody else will pick up the movie rights and maybe do a better job. I'd rather take that chance than take the chance on a third installment with a bland Casey Jones, a Megan Fox, April O'Neil, who apparently just can be badass when she wants to be. Just nah.
Yeah,
give me something new.
I'll
take the chance.
I don't want another turtle movie just for the sake of having another turtle movie. I don't want another piece of shit just to have another piece of shit. It doesn't make any sense.
And I don't want April O'Neil as the main character. I'm sorry. I want the Turtles as the main characters.
Yeah.
That would only make fucking sense, right?
Hey,
if it was a one-off that would follow maybe April's origins, that'd be different.
Yeah. Good point. Now think like TMNT, right? That's basically what TMNT was. That was a one-off story. A very good one-off story.
It was the second best Ninja Turtle movie ever made. So
yeah, it was great. And even though it had faulty weaponry, it was a great movie.
So here's where I'm thinking. I'm thinking let New Line Cinemas reacquire the rights of course they were the original the original. So and they are currently partnered with Warner Brothers, which Turtles has a history of Warner Brothers. I believe that TMNT
Batman,
movie.
Anybody?
Of course, Batman, right? Okay, we'll talk about that here in a second. Either that or we go with the 20th Century Fox, and only because he's just become available, Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool. because he's no longer going to be connected with the Deadpool sequel. Let him take a shot at making a because I mean we've seen the quality work that he's able to come up with in directing a film, especially a film about but it's a character, it's an adult film, right? It's a film about a ninja, right? Well, he's got 2 swords, right? I know he shoots guns too, but those original those original Mirage comics. I mean, they were more for adults, I would say. So I don't know. I think that would be a good mix there.
Well, the good thing about Tim Miller is that he's always stayed true to he cares about the fan base and how they perceive the movie. That was the biggest thing that drew all fans, including obviously Deadpool fans, into that movie. Is how true they stuck with it. It was supposed to be not rated R originally. Remember that was the whole argument. PG-13, rated R, PG-13. We will not make a PG-13 Deadpool. It's impossible to do. So, but maybe potentially, if Tim Miller were to get it, I wouldn't be completely opposed to it. I would be excited. I mean, it's easy to get excited after all the huge fucking turd that we've just been served. But twice, But I mean, I think Tim Miller's not an awful choice. I do like it.
Well,
we'll see. All I know is when they said they weren't making a third one, like I said, good. Give somebody else a chance to make something good. If it sucks, whatever. The third one was going to suck anyway. And there's nobody out there that could be like, you don't know that. No, I know that.
So are you saying? Are you saying?
You know what would have happened in the third movie? You already know. In the third movie, Casey Jones finally becomes a detective, like he always wanted to be.
Oh, God, it's fucking terrible.
Hey guys, I'm Stephen Amell as Casey Jones. Hey guys, I'm gonna be a Detective Jones.
We were so fucking excited about that cast.
Yeah. And then Arrow went to shit really freaking quickly. And then it was like, oh, yeah. Stephen Amell, you're a great Oliver Queen, but yeah.
I need a want.
So but then you know what really hurt it was when all these rumors came out about other people that auditioned for the role of Casey Jones and got turned down, and it was like, oh, that guy would have been better, that guy would have been better, that guy would have been better, that guy would have been better. Like, why didn't they go with any of those guys?
I don't think it mattered. I think it was just the writing.
Yeah.
So, I think we're all in consensus here that actually the lack of a Platinum Dunes third movie, I think, is actually a good thing for the franchise, and there will be someone else that picks this up. It's not a
there will be another Turtle movie, even if it's 20 years from now. There will be another one.
It will happen.
Okay.
Yes. So for all the listeners out there, don't be worried about it. There will be another Turtles movie, and fingers crossed it will be picked up by someone who really can really do something proper with this franchise.
I think we're going to get an animated movie before that.
No, perfect segue, dude. Let's go into this second story here, because we have a rumor that this is all coming from it's actually from a survey of a animated Batman film. And the rumor is that Warner Brothers is possibly planning a Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover film, animated film. In the vein of a like they just did the Dark Knight, the 2-part Dark Knight trilogy,
which was.
I said 2-part trilogy. Oh, that's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say the 2-part trilogy. Yeah, the 2-part trilogy.
I think I put a little too much Irish cream in my coffee tonight. So.
Hey guys, you see the Platinum Dunes Ninja Turtles, the 2-part trilogy that they did? Yeah.
Look, it's. Have you watched it, by the way, the 2-part trilogy?
I've watched the first. So I've read the whole thing. I've watched the first half. I've got the second half still.
Oh, it's great. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal. It is. Did you not like it?
Wait, what? What are we talking about now?
The Dark Knight animated movie.
Oh, you know what? Honest to God, haven't seen it.
No, they're great. They're great.
I mean, I've seen their animated movies. I love DC knows, and that's the thing. DC, I'd be so excited for this because DC knows how to do animated movies for adults. They know how to do it really well.
So does Kevin Conroy have to be the voice of Batman in order for this to be good?
I think
no, because there's other people that can voice Batman.
They've done it.
So in
don't get me wrong, the dude is legendary. All right, it'd be like having another guy play Joker instead of Mark Hamill. I get it, but there are people out there who can sound. Troy Baker, one of the greatest VO artists of our time right now, he does. Have you heard him do Joker? Because he sounds exactly like Mark Hamill. There are other people out there who can do it. I'm not saying it has.
You're right. I mean, you know what? Will Arnett
it to be Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Will Arnett, yeah, he's Batman. He is Batman.
He's Batman.
He has Batman in the movie. You are 100% twice, 2 movies actually.
So the latest one is The Killing Joke. That did have Kevin Conroy, but in the Dark Knight Returns two-parter, that was Peter Weller voicing Batman in both of those. So which was an older Batman. So
but Peter Weller is like what, ancient? It was an older Batman, so it made sense.
He's 69.
Right.
So he's a little
maybe not ancient.
for all of our 70-year-old listeners.
Isn't it amazing how ancient just gets further and further away as you age? Oh yeah, 10 years ago, 69 would have been ancient. Now it's like, that's not too bad.
Yeah, we're all getting older. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is something that you'd like to see? Is it something that you think you could see happening? I mean, we've got the success of...
I think it'd be great. There's no doubt in my mind they would know how to do it.
We've certainly got...
Kevin Eastman would be able to finally be like... Because Kevin Eastman, I mean, like, every time, I don't know, I feel like he kind of prefers more adult-oriented Ninja Turtle stuff. So, because, he's an adult. So, hey, why not have the chance to do something more adult-oriented with the Ninja Turtles in it? Why say no to that and make money at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the creative side of him, yes. Obviously, the business side of him, or,
right, yep.
I mean, whatever's making money. Right, whatever's making money. But, I mean, I think at the end of the day, he's still an artist. I think he would absolutely love it. He'd eat it up, man. And I think it'd be fantastic. I think it'd do great. And, it would do as well as the standalone Batman movies that they do, that DC does, and those are phenomenal. Red Hood, Under the Red Hood, has been was phenomenal. Killing Joke was good, and so on and so forth. I mean, there's freaking Son of Batman and so on and so forth. They've all been phenomenal.
Son of Batman bothered me. I'm sorry. It was good, but. Oh, I'm sorry. Slade Wilson lost his eye to Damian Wayne. Yeah, that is just something I will never buy ever.
Okay.
Ever.
I actually over Thanksgiving watched Under the Red Hood. That was pretty good.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's I'm surprised it took you so long. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
We've got that HBO
Joker.
now.
It was great.
We've got the HBO now, and there's a lot of animated Batman on there. So with the Dark Knight Returns, I know it's been out. Obviously, Under the Red Hood came out in 2010. The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 in 2012, Part 2 in 2013. With those ones, I wanted to make sure I actually read all of the comics first, which that is not a short book. The Dark Knight Returns is massive, and they really squeeze in those panels. So. That one took me a while to get through, but very good, and I think they did a great adaptation of it. So, so I think if you give it to DC, if you let DC handle the project, where it basically IDW or I don't know if IDW even plays into it. I'm not sure. If it's just a situation where maybe they are just consulting, but DC is kind of taking the lead, and it's really more just Nickelodeon and Viacom just saying, here you go, DC, here's the Turtle characters, make something good, give us a cut of whatever you make. I think that's probably how to get it to work right. And that's basically, from what I understand, that's how the Batman comics are going, which of course we had that great series, the with the IDW Turtles and Batman, which was in the Batman universe. It wasn't in the IDW continuity at all. And now, of course, we've got the animated versions, which are still being released right now. We're in the middle of that series, so.
The Batman TMNT Adventures.
Yep.
Yeah, I just picked up issue 2 on that one.
Yes. Let's see. 2. I think is there 3 out yet? Let me see.
I think there's 3 out.
Looking through my notes here.
Is there 3? I thought it was just 2.
Or 3's about to come out.
Oh, 2 just came out. Yep, 2 just came out.
So,
yep,
yeah.
2 just came out.
The cover art was just fantastic. I got what variant cover is this? I'm not sure what it's the one with Harley Quinn and the turtles are all upside down.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, it was.
April's not having a good time in that cover.
I think. Well, Harley Quinn is kind of, they kind of played around with her character a little bit, and she's had a lot of female on female relations, and I think looks like. Let's not get into that.
Actually,
anyway,
her and Poison Ivy had a great team up in the comics.
They did. They did. That's kind of what I was hinting on. Yep, they absolutely.
That's kind of why Harley Quinn is as powerful as she is because Poison Ivy made her that powerful.
Interesting.
So, but
anyway.
I mean, this just proves that the first team up was so successful that they decided to go ahead and continue to do it, and there's no reason why this shouldn't lead. If this continues to be successful, it shouldn't lead to a movie. And I think that's kind of where the rumors started stemming from. Is the comics have been so successful, so why not? Why not just make a movie and see how far they can take it?
Yep. I agree. So fingers crossed on that one. I think that would be a win-win for both DC and for Nickelodeon, Viacom, and for I think a win-win-win because for the fans also. I don't know.
I can guarantee you at least one thing: it'd be better than a third Platinum Dunes movie.
So, which version of the Turtles and Batman would you like to see in this?
IDW.
IDW Turtles and what kind of Batman?
The goddamn Batman. like what? I mean, in a perfect world, it'd probably be Frank Miller then, if you want to go that route. But
yeah.
Frank Miller also made the Batman that defeated Superman, which I just never, no, never. But yeah, he also created that Batman. He was the one that actually made Batman that way. Batman was like the Rainbow Warrior. Like really, he had a Batman outfit of every different color. You can look this crap up. I'm not making it up. He had a pink outfit. He had a blue one. He had a green one. He had a purple one. He had a yellow one. I'm not making this up. And then Frank Miller was like, you know what? Yeah, hokey and everything was fine during the '60s, but I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna go this way with Batman, and that's the Batman we all know and love. So yeah, no, if you had to go with a version of Batman, Frank Miller's. He might be too dark for the IDW Turtles. That'd be so
maybe
funny.
It might be. He actually,
like, dude, this guy is
yeah.
Even Raphael would turn to the Turtles, like he'd lean backwards and be like, "Dude, am I the only one who thinks this guy's like really messed up? Like, oh my god, he just impaled that guy." Did you see that?
I'm thinking the Frank Miller Batman would work best with the Mirage Turtles. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. I could kind of see a Nick Turtles and animated Batman movie working well, but I would probably like to see. Yeah,
if they did, which I would rather not see, but if they did, it would have to be Batman the Animated Series, or it would be cool if they went a Batman Beyond route.
Oh, okay.
With it, I mean they're traveling into the future and so on and so forth. Anyway, so what's to say they don't travel to that to that point in time?
Because which Batman do you want to see the Turtles team up with? Trevor McGinnis or Bruce Wayne? Oh, gee, let me take 0.1 seconds to think about that one.
I'm just saying. I'm saying if they go the Nick Turtles route, that would be.
Actually,
the Nick Turtles route? No. The Nick Turtles route, they're going to be hanging out with the Teen Titans. That's who they're going to be hanging out with.
Oh, God. That is true.
I'm not even going to give them Justice. I'm not even giving them Young Justice. I'd give them Teen Titans. That's who they'd be hanging out.
And then there would be a ton of jokes about Greg Sipes doing both voices.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, Beast Boy and frickin' Mikey. Yeah, obviously.
Now, Batman Beyond would be the 2003 Fast Forward Turtles. That's that connection. Definitely. That connection.
That could have made a little bit of sense, but I mean, out of the 3 cartoon versions of the Turtles, they are the most adult-oriented one.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know.
I think there's a lot of combinations that they can definitely work with that would be tremendous. So fingers crossed that this actually happens.
When it comes to a movie, when it comes to a Turtles movie, I get it. They're gonna fight Shredder. They're gonna fight Krang. I get it. It's been running to the ground. How about Bishop? How about Bishop? Why can't Bishop show up in a movie like, oh yeah, I'm this badass secret agent guy who's gonna beat the crap out of all of you?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you really wanted to get DC technical crossover with it, Bishop and Amanda Waller, Suicide Squad. If you wanted to go that route, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bishop deserves his time in the sun at least a little bit. Look, I get it. Shredder, cool, badass, except in the second movie that came out last year where he was punked like a little bitch. But it's just I get it. Shredder, he'll always be there. That's fine. But I don't know. Give somebody else a chance. Hey, guys, there's a new Ninja Turtle movie coming out. They're going to fight Shredder. Oh, okay.
Right. Well,
hey, guys, this other movie's coming out. They're going to fight Shredder. Oh, okay.
Well, we
hey
saw
guys, this one. Hey, and what was it? What was the second best of every single Ninja Turtle movie? TMNT, right? We said that many times. Hey, where was Shredder in that movie? Nowhere.
Yeah. Yep, very true. I actually have been playing the Telltale series. I'm making my way through that as well. The Batman Telltale. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I finished it. It was
Did you finish
amazing.
it? Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, yeah, geez. It's a week ago, I guess. It's episode 5.
What episode are you on?
I'm still early. I think I'm in 2 still. So talk about a untapped potential there would be a Telltale Turtles. I think we've mentioned that in the past, but oh man, they've upped their game with this Batman series from everything I've heard. So
next Game of Thrones comes out, and whenever they finally get around to doing Wolf Among Us 2, that would be fan-flippin-tastic.
Yeah. Yep. Last very quick question. You guys hoping for any turtle toys during Christmas?
No.
Keep going.
I don't really play with the toys anymore. I just don't. It's just, I mean, I have some. That's fine, but I mean, it was negative 12 degrees here 4 days ago. Give me some pajama pants to wear.
Let me rephrase it as TMNT collectibles.
Are pajama pants really collectibles?
I think so.
You wear them out.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna buy those.
Merch.
They
TMNT merch. TMNT merchandise. Is there a yo-yo that you're really looking for?
I mean, I know I'm getting some sort of TMNT merchant. I get it every year.
Yeah.
And considering I was there when my wife bought some for me for Christmas.
Word.
I know I'm getting something, but
my mom. Christmas, she never knows what's to get me, so she focuses on one thing she knows I likes and buys 30 presents based off that. Yeah, pretty sure I'll be getting some Turtles gear again this time.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you guys calling in and joining me for this evening.
Guess I don't see you sooner. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Later, not sooner. But I don't see you later. Anyway. All right, guys. I'm out. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Appreciate it, guys. See ya. Thanks again to Darby and Alex for joining me on another great episode of the Turtle Power Podcast. Closing us out today is going to be another song by the very, very talented JD Nash. This is a listener that contacted us. We featured him, I believe it was on the last episode as well. And this is going to be a cover, an acoustic cover of Coming Out of Their Shells from, of course, from the live stage show. Fantastic piece here. Hope you enjoy it, and we will talk to you next time.
When there's music inside of you, someday you know it's got to come through. That's why we're here and we're telling you true. We're coming out of the shells. Hear the music and moving your feet. Ain't nothing like a song with a beat. We're no retreat, we're coming out of the shells. We're coming out of the shells. We're coming out of the shells. Once we get started, we knew there was score. Learning the music and finding the chords. We just kept practicing, we stayed underground. The singing in the sewer is a wonderful sound. Well, it's a wonderful sound. We're coming out of our shells. We're coming out of our shells. We're coming out of our shells. Cowabunga.
Hey guys, make sure to check us out on our official website, www.TurtlePowerPodcast.com.
Also, follow us on Twitter at TMNT Podcast.
You can follow me, Ryan, at FigDonPat.
Follow me, Alex, at arodriguez2005.
Follow me, Darby, at Darby T. Patton.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/TurtlePowerPodcast.
Make sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/TurtlePowerPodcast.
And also share your feedback with us via old-fashioned email, turtlepowerpodcast@gmail.com.
Subscribe and rate us on iTunes.
And don't forget to subscribe and listen on Stitcher.